Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Varrix and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be rating the weapons, the melee weapons and melee tools in Mordhau. If you have something other than what I've stated in the video, make sure to leave a comment letting me know what your ranking list is. Without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so I'm going to be ranking this stuff. I'm just going to put it where I think it belongs. We're going to start off here. We're just going to go down the list. It's going to be nice and easy. So with Ballista... no, it's actual garbage. I mean, the Ballista, it's okay, but, like, the positioning of the Ballista as well as, like, the fire rate and damage is kind of just garbage. It's literally unplayable. Next up, Bastard Sword. C tier. I mean, it's not the best weapon out there, but it's not terrible. So we're going to go with C tier. Bigger Stick. Do we even need to think about it? S tier. I don't know how many times in duels I've had to come across the guy with a bigger stick and I just get destroyed. Like, the sticks in this game are probably better than, like, most of the weapons. Hammer. A tier. I mean, it's a hard decision between S and A, but I think that it doesn't have the utility that the sticks have, but it's still a really good weapon and it can still kill people really easily. Same for the carving knife, really. I mean, all of these weapons, actually, we should probably just take all of these and put them up here, because pretty much they all do the same thing and they're all really, really powerful. Yeah. Next up we've got the Catapult. Still also just garbage. I mean, you can get a lot of kills with it, but especially on the other team, you're gonna hate all the Catapult players. Like, they're so toxic, and it's kind of sucks when you're walking out of your spawn, right, and you just get instantly killed by a Catapult who's spamming the exact same location over and over again. That's just great. That's what I love about Mordhau. Moving on, the Cleaver. A tier. I have no idea why, but, like, its slashing ability and its slashing damage is just great. I mean, stabbing doesn't do much, but for 1 point or whatever it is, it's really, really good. Next up, Crossbow. S tier. It's super accurate. It takes a little while to reload, but that's okay. More accurate, more damage. It's just a better version of the other bows. Alright, so we've got the short sword or whatever this is. That's just D tier. I mean, it's not anything good. It's not new material. It's not high quality. I mean, it's okay. It's a sidearm, so, I mean, it's nothing special. So I'm going to keep it in D tier. Evening Star. Don't even talk to me about the Evening Star. I mean, if someone ever does end up using it, which I highly doubt that they will, they're just going to hit you in the back with it. It's going to come out of nowhere. They're going to kill you in the back. You're not even going to know what killed you. So anyway, no one really uses it anyway. Everything else, no one uses. I mean, pretty much everything in here are the only weapons that people use. Executioner Sword. I'm going to say B tier because it's not as good as, like, the carving knife or the sickle, but it's also really good at chopping off heads, so I think it deserves a B tier. Firebomb, definitely S tier. I don't know how much time I've spammed firebombs into crowds, but you know how much kills you rack up, especially friendly kills. Now that's what you've got to go for. Get as many friendly kills as possible so they vote kick you. That's what you've got to go for, and Firebomb's the man to do it. S tier. Bare Hands, also S tier. It's so good, especially with all the perks that boost melee damage and whatnot. It's really good. Easy S tier. So is the Pan. S tier. It's great, especially since you can carry like 4 of them and you can chuck them at people. It's really, really intimidating to go against a Pan player. I mean, almost as much as a lute. You know, I'm just going to throw lute up there in the S tier as well. If I see someone playing a lute out on the battlefield, they have my instant respect. I mean, honestly, they're the people who make the game great. Also, combat capabilities, the lute's also great. I mean, it can take down pretty much anyone, and it's super humiliating when you die to it. So, also, you've got the lute bot, so you can play all your favorite songs. Definitely an S tier for that utility as well. Great Sword, that's just going to be a C tier. I mean, it's pretty good, but it's not as good as the Executioner. It's kind of like a weaker Executioner, actually, now that I think of it. And honestly, it's not the most special. It's a pretty much basic C tier. Sorry. Got the pole arm here. I don't know if that's a halberd. That looks like a halberd to me. I mean, it's okay. I could put it up by the Executioner, but, you know, D tier. It's not the most important. It's not really that special. I mean, you swing it back and forth. You hit people. It's not that interesting. Next up, we have horses. Now, this is an F tier. I mean, horses, I mean, they're really good if you think about it, because you can literally get a one-hit kill with any weapon while riding a horse. I mean, you can go in with the rake and get a kill in one hit. But because of its, like, disgracefulness, and honestly, it's kind of trash, and they're really annoying on the battlefield. I don't know how many times a horse has just come flying through my group and just killed us all. It's great. It's great. In conjunction with the horse, we have the lance, except unlike the horse, nobody actually uses the lance because all other weapons are better alternatives, because you can couch just about anything. Like, you can couch the spear, and you can couch the pole arms and whatnot. And those basically are better lances. Lances are just for people who don't want to bring in anything else into their loadout, and honestly, pretty garbage. Literally unplayable. Longbow, we're just going to put the longbow and the recurve bow here in the F tier. They're pretty garbage. Not the best weapons out there. Crossbow, far, far better than either of the other bows. Their draw time, in case of the longbow or the damage of the recurve bow, just don't allow them to be good weapons. We've got the rapier. This is just F tier. I mean, rapier spam builds. Oh yeah, shield F tier. Rapier spam builds with shields are just the worst thing to deal with ever. I mean, just please stop scrolling up on the mouse wheel. If that's the only thing you know how to do, play a different game. They're really easy to counter, and they're just garbage. And there's so many people who use rapier spam builds. Like, it's garbage. F tier. Alright, so the short spear is definitely B tier material. It works really well. You can throw it. It's got the highest throw damage in the game, as well as the highest throw speed, and it can really catch somebody unaware. Just if you're using it in conjunction with a shield, just know that you're an asshole. Alright, because that's almost as bad as the rapier shield. But alone, the short spear is great. It's a great utility weapon. B tier. The rock? Yeah, that's S tier. I mean, you can throw it at people, and quite honestly, it destroys everybody. If you're throwing rocks into a crowd, you're going to get so many headshots, so many kills, you're going to get blown away. Definitely an S tier build. Just come in with a bunch of rocks, have all of your loadout slots filled up with rocks, and you're good to go. The longsword's a pretty good weapon. It's really reliable. I'm going to put it in the C tier just because it's not the best. It's not very special. It's pretty basic, but it's got a lot of different uses, and it's really capable with either stabbing or slashing. It's a fairly well-rounded weapon, but it's nothing special, so we're putting it in the C tier. The maul, on the other hand, is definitely going to be B tier. I'd say A tier, but it doesn't compare with this stuff, so definitely B tier. You can swing it one-hit kill on any type of head armor. It's great. It can really destroy a lot of people in a row. Alright, if we take a look at the Messer Sword, it's nothing great. Nobody really uses it, and if they do, they're absolute trash. I mean, it's kind of like a worse version of the Greatsword or Bastard Sword. No, I'm just going to put it in no one uses, because really, I don't like it. Alright, the normal spear is certainly S tier. I'm just going to go out and say it. I mean, it's got the longest reach in the game. Its stab damage is insane, and its swing damage when held at half grip is also really good. It's probably one of the best weapons in the game. Maybe the top 2 weapons in the game. If I come across a spearman who knows what they're doing, they can pretty much take me out 99% of the time. I mean, they're completely deadly. I wouldn't stand a chance. Most people wouldn't stand a chance. Spear players are usually the ones at the top of the scoreboard. Speaking of sitting at the top of the scoreboard, the Zweihander is honestly the best weapon to do that. I've dropped 50-60 kills in a single game with Bloodlust and the Zweihander and hadn't even broken a sweat. I mean, it's definitely an easy S tier. It's probably the best weapon in the game, especially for front lines, maybe not in duels. In duels, I'd say maybe the longsword or the spear itself. But in frontline, the Zweihander is definitely the best weapon. Definitely an S tier. Finally, the Toolbox it's literally unplayable. It's not good at all. I mean, it's okay, but most of the things that you build get destroyed and hacked to pieces instantly by opposing players. I mean, you don't have any control over the things you make, and really it doesn't impact the game very much. So it's a pretty much unplayable and useless tool to use. So these are my rankings for the melee weapons and melee tools in the game Mordhau. If you enjoyed and agree with my list, make sure to drop a like. and consider subscribing. If you have a different list you'd like to share with me, please let me know in the comments below. I'm happy to argue with you over why the pan is F tier, which it most definitely is not. Anyway guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.